Before we begin this afternoon, let's take a moment in silence to reflect on this special occasion. Let's reflect on the hard work and dedication of our graduates over the last 4 or 5 years, the pride we feel at this moment, the hopes and dreams of each student, and more importantly, let us think about the hurt and the pain they will work to heal, the injustices they will challenge, the change they will create, and the lives that they will touch. Thank you. Welcome to the inaugural pinning of the social work graduates at the University of Pikeville. It is a very exciting time and a special occasion, and I am so pleased to see all of you here to share the special moments with our graduates. Before we get started, I'd like to take just a brief moment to acknowledge a few special folks. The VP, the Vice President of Academic Affairs, and our Academic Dean, Dr. Tom Hess. Tom, would you stand? I have to tell you, folks, he's always giving the faculty props, but I think I can speak for the faculty and say he has to be the best dean on the planet. That's the truth. All right, any UPIKE faculty and staff here with us, please stand. Thank you. Now, the family and the significant others of our graduates, please stand, if you're able to stand. Absolutely. Without your love and support, our graduates would have never been able to complete this journey. Do we have any alum of the social work program here with us, or any current students with us? Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. Also, just a little bit of housekeeping. As we progress through the ceremony this afternoon, you might hear a little bit of noise associated with the construction happening on our campus. You know, here, the UPIKE family has a little saying, "Here we grow again." And just on the other side of that wall there, there's a crew working quite diligently to prepare the construction site for our new UPIKE Health Professions building. So while it might create a little bit of distraction for us, please keep in mind that it is really a beautiful sound and is a true testament to the growth of our campus and the university we love so dearly. All right. Let me begin this afternoon by telling you a little bit about our amazing graduates. These 13 beautiful souls are so much more than college students. They are, without a doubt, some of the hardest working, most passionate future change agents that I have ever had the pleasure of teaching. They are traditional students and non-traditional students. Several of them are first-generation college students. All but one of them are from Appalachia. One is a veteran who proudly served his country during the Iraqi War. One is a parent to a young college student. Almost every single one of them has held a job at some time during their college career, most of them throughout their entire career. For some, this is the beginning of their professional life, and for others, it's the beginning of a second career. As a group, and this is very impressive, as a group, through only their practicum placements, they have provided our community with a whopping 6,240 service hours. When you combine their service learning projects on campus, their involvement with campus groups, their community volunteer work, that number increases such a great deal that we just stopped counting. They are passionate about so many issues, problems like sexual assault and elder rights and intimate partner violence, post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse, equality for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered population, sustainability, and even organ donation are just a few of the issues that they are passionate about. Trust me when I tell you, these 13 graduates will change our world. As the founding director of the social work program, I've had the honor of watching our program grow from just a few majors during the first year of our implementation to now having more than 50 majors. In 2009, we had our first group. We only graduated 2 students. One of them's here with us this afternoon. She's going to be honored, Miss Nita Maynard. You'll hear about that a little bit later. But this is amazing because now we have 13. These 13 will join the other 22 graduates who are serving in positions of public trust all across the United States. Will give us a grand total of 35 graduates. Now that may seem like a small number, but when you think about the sheer power, the knowledge, and the skills that those graduates possess, it is awe-inspiring. Now, to our graduates. Today is your day. The luncheon earlier this afternoon kicked off the commencement ceremonies, and Saturday is actually your graduation, but today is your day. It's your time to shine, and boy, do you shine bright. Congratulations on being the first class of the University of Pikeville to participate in a social work pinning ceremony. And thank you so much for designing the pin that you will receive this afternoon and leaving a legacy and a tradition for those who will follow you. This is a very important milestone in your life, in the history of the program and in the history of the university, and you are definitely deserving of this honor. I have to tell you, I am so grateful to have been part of your journey. As I look out at your faces, I instantly take them back to when I first taught some of you in intro or in some of the lower level courses, because you guys were awkward and you were weird and a pain in the neck, but some of you still are. And in spite of all that, I am so proud of you. Watching you reach milestones in your knowledge and skill development has made me swell with pride and at times shed a few tears. As much as I like to entertain the idea of how important the things are that I've taught you and how I've played a role in your professional development, I have to also admit that you've taught me a lot of things. I want to share that with you. So first, I have learned that for every single social work concept or idea, there is a movie, or at least a scene in a movie that demonstrates said concept. Right, Eric? Absolutely. I have also learned that for many of you, your phones are like another appendage to your body, and that it is so important that I continue to have a no cell phone policy in my classroom. My syllabi and I are forever thankful. I have also learned that time management and planning with paper planners is an obsessive disorder. It requires different colored pens and fancy Post-it notes and some even personalized planners that you purchase over the internet that are quite expensive. I've actually heard some rumors that this disorder has earned its own page in the next version of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual put out by the American Psychological Association. Oh, and speaking of APA, I've also come to realize that correct use of APA style is probably an unrealistic expectation. And since Lisa taught us about the energy bus, I've come to realize that all of you are our energy vampires. And, right, Lisa? Yeah, right. And I've also learned that I should always use blue or black ink instead of red when I grade your papers so that I don't get accused, thank you, yes, of bleeding all over your hard work. And believe it or not, I think I have finally accepted the fact that it doesn't matter how much work I put into providing you with quality feedback on your papers and your presentations, that you're still only going to open the paper and look for the grade. I've also realized that because you guys are the sappiest, most emotional group of students that the only thing I really need to do to prepare for class is take a shower and grab a box of tissues, because when we start doing techniques or doing anything in class, it's going to end up in tears and hugs, and I know that. I have also learned about the raw power of the D word. What is that word, graduates? Disappointed. Man, you guys would be amazed at how much the quality of their work improves if I said, I'm disappointed. It's amazing. But more importantly, I've learned that although you started this program as those awkward, weird, kind of pain in the neck individuals, that, what'd I say? What? Pain in the neck? Okay, I was just making sure I didn't say something stupid. As long as that, once you started as those pain in the neck individuals who were just trying to obtain a degree, you're graduating as a social work family. A family that is bound together by love for an honorable profession. And in a few days, this little family is going to disband as you begin the next chapter in your life. However, keep in mind that as you graduate, you're also becoming part of a larger social work family. A family of competent and ethical practitioners who have also dedicated their lives to improving the world. We are also your brothers and sisters. We are in this fight together, and there is so much work to be done. As you enter the workforce, you will bear witness to unthinkable pain, of fear, tragedy, and anguish, due in large part from the injustices in our world. But you will also observe success and resilience and growth and justice. Build a network of brothers and sisters to share the good and the bad with you. That network will comfort you and remind you to care for yourself when things get overwhelming. Many people say social work is not just a career, but it's a calling. I would agree. So write down the reason why you felt called to social work. Read it often. It will help you stay focused, especially on those days when you wonder if you're really making a difference at all. Sometimes you'll just want to quit and throw up your hands. But sometimes clients do resist change. Sometimes our elected officials just don't get it, and they create policies and programs that make your job so much more difficult. But you will still make a difference. Practice with a pure heart that is full of passion and fight. I think this is best summed up with the quote, "Comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable." In other words, I implore you to empower the oppressed and those at risk. Fight so that everyone has an equal opportunity to grow and reach their full potential. And go out and stir things up a bit. Can't believe I'm giving you permission to do this, but go out and cause a little trouble. Again, thank you for allowing me and others to be part of your journey. I am deeply proud of you. And I'm so excited that just in a few days, I'm going to be able to call each one of you my social work colleague. Speaking of colleagues, let me now introduce you to my colleague, Professor Lisa Tour, who is the coordinator of field education in our program, and she's going to present some field instructor honors.
Good afternoon. Field education is the signature pedagogy of the professional education of social workers, and we would not be able to produce such competent graduates if it weren't for the kindness, the generosity, and the commitment of local social service organizations and local social workers. These organizations and the individuals open their doors and their hearts to provide our students with the opportunity to actually practice the art and science of social work prior to graduation. They are amazing and deserve our gratitude. Two of our field supervisors have shown unwavering commitment to our program. The first, Rick Branham serves as the Pike County School District's homeless liaison. Our students have acknowledged his selfless and humble commitment to the county as he routinely goes above and beyond his call in his job duties. He and his wife, Karen, regularly open their door to students in need. His compassion, devotion to assist students in succeeding both in the classroom and in life are well known throughout our community. Some of his extraordinary acts include allowing a student to use his car to take their driver's test, organizing a flood relief for 1,000 victims, coordinating career education activities to empower his students, mentoring students who are living in severe poverty and using illegal drugs. Brenham makes extraordinary efforts to ensure that no student goes without. The UPIKE students who have had the opportunity to work with Rick through their practicum experience say, Rick's dedication to homeless youth inspire me to do all I can to rid of this epidemic. Rick made me feel included when I felt like an outsider. He showed me what my true strengths are. The UPIKE social work program would like to acknowledge Mr. Brennan's commitment to not only Pike County, but also to our students. Thank you for serving as a role model, assisting our students in analyzing the needs of the community and inspiring them to take action. As a thank you, the program would like to honor Rick by making him an honorary member of the Phi Alpha Honor Society. So Rick cannot be here today, but we will get him his award. We do have someone very special who could be here today. Miss Nita Menard has been selfless in her desire to empower and educate UPIKE social work majors. As a UPIKE alumni, Miss Menard has provided field supervision to numerous students completing their practicum. Her efforts and dedication to the program has allowed our students to choose placements from a wider variety, as she is willing to serve when organizations cannot provide a qualified field instructor. In addition to volunteering her experience for UPIKE students, Nita serves the Pike County as a victim specialist at Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. She is committed to providing therapeutic interventions for individuals and youth with a desire to enhance their quality of life. Our students have stated, Nita helped me further develop my understanding of social work ethics and values. Her commitment to our profession is evident through her actions. The UPIKE social work program is committed to ensuring our students practice with the ethics and values put forth by our national organization. We would like to acknowledge Ms. Menard's efforts in assisting us as we help students develop their understanding of the NASW Code of Ethics and practice with professional values. With gratitude, we name her as one of our honorary members to the Phi Alpha Honor Society. I am honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Assistant Professor of Biology, Dr. Mathis Meyer. Dr. Meyer grew up in South Africa and moved to the United States in 1993. He, his lovely wife Carla, and his two beautiful children joined our UPIKE family in 2011. Dr. Meyer's rich upbringing in South Africa, academic studies, and travel, as well as his gentle disposition, combined to make him a top-notch educator, an amazing colleague, an advocate, a mediator, and if I may be so bold to say, a Renaissance man. Dr. Meyer teamed up with the social work program this spring and was an integral part of the faculty and student teams who worked to form UPIKE's first organization focused on raising awareness and preventing sexual assault on college campuses. Dr. Meyer unknowingly brought forth the values of the social work profession as he listened to the needs of the community, analyzed best practices, and used his knowledge and his privilege to create positive change. Dr. Meyer, through his service to UPIKE, has consistently provided his commitment to ensuring safety, inclusion, and respect on our campus by interweaving these values into his teaching and mentoring with students. He willingly volunteered to assist our majors in several campus activities and campaigns this semester that has led to programming, funding, and policy change. We are so grateful for his leadership, his support, and his desire for social justice.
Wow, yeah. In light of that, I was actually, when Lisa and Janessa first asked me to do this, I thought about doing an interpretive dance, but given the solemnness of this occasion, the world premiere of Beetle on His Back will be delayed till later. The most important thing, yeah, I mean, it's an honor to be here, and I'm very thankful to get this opportunity, but I also want you guys to understand where we come from. This is the Renaissance man specifically made me very happy, because I'm going to start in the Renaissance and we're going to work our way up. In 1432, Oxford University had its first commencement. Those commencements, luckily for you guys, was that you guys stood up here and gave a sermon in Latin so that your peers can hear you, and you made the transition from student to colleague. We don't do that anymore. Time just does not allow for it anymore, but it's very important. So you guys joined today, and I'm speaking specifically to you, 580 years of tradition. Not only that, you're unique in space and time, that you are the first graduates of our social work program that goes through the spinning ceremony. And it's an amazing thing. Now, if I want to get more serious, and I don't, and I want you guys to hear my message clearly, is that commencement speakers always stand up here and they tell us to follow our passions and to be true to ourselves. I can't do that. I can't do that in good faith, and that's for one reason. I have come to think differently about this. I do not think there's no value in following your passions and pursuing your dreams. But there's more to this. This is a vision of life that begins with the self and it ends with the self. I've come to know many of you, and I know it doesn't start with the self and end with the self for you. Your future doesn't start with the self, it starts with the other. And as such, we need to embrace that. For me, learning should be more than the mere ability to regurgitate facts or pursue some esoteric objective. Instead, it's a deliberate process that we engage in to create that factual foundation and the analytical skills that allows us to become active participants in the intellectual dialogue of our time. Ultimately, it is then not our ability to know the facts, understand the concepts, or apply the principles that's important, but it's our capacity to confront ignorance, to challenge dogma, and to effect change that becomes important. It therefore forces us no longer to ask, what do we want from life, but rather what life wants from us. How can we match that, what we've been given, to the needs of our families, our communities, and ultimately our homes? And by home, I mean Parkville, Eastern Kentucky. How do we confront ignorance, challenge dogma, and then affect that positive change in the world? How do we become authentic? In my case, I've been called to teach, and I believe it's a calling. And as such, I do teach. It is teaching that's brought me to this place in space and time today, this unique instant. And if you guys sit and you just take a moment and think about it, nowhere ever in the history of the world, in all time to come, will we all be gathered in the same place at the same time doing this thing. And that becomes so important for me because I have a few minutes to share with you, and I want to take full advantage of this opportunity, and I consider it an unbelievable honor to be here. This is probably in the history of social work, this is the first time a biologist has had this opportunity to speak, and I'm going to take advantage of that. For me, where I come from, this time of the year is very heavy. This is a heavy time of the year. The joy that we feel to see you guys move on is also tempered in all of you by sadness. That what is about to replace by that what should be. But we're not there yet. You're in limbo. And we all are. This emotional limbo creates in us something that makes us reflect. It's those little things, and it reminds me of that little thing, and everybody in the room has that little thing. Be it a Disney movie, a romantic comedy, a piece of music where you start crying. You become real, you're authentic, because you're crying, you don't know why you're crying. You're crying for everything, and you're crying for nothing. Not today, you were crying for something else. It becomes a catharsis. It becomes this place where we become authentic and real. And those moments become so rare. And in my life, this, as a faculty member, has become very important. Saturday morning when you guys are getting ready to walk across that stage, 4 o'clock, I'll be on campus. And I walk across campus and I look at these things. And your hopes, my hopes, your hopes, our dreams and everything, the largeness of this academic and human endeavor in which we engage becomes apparent. These halls are empty. There's no one here. But the halls are here. And we think back, in our case, 125 years of students walking through these halls. Where are they? Where have they gone? What have they done? Now, the cases, the important ones, we know where they are. But every single individual that walked through these halls in the last 125 years went forth and changed something. Be it only their family, be it only one person that they loved and changed their lives. And that is what is so important. My journey has seen me walk many hallways. I walked Old Main at Knox College in Illinois. I walked Family Hall at ISU, Illinois State University. And I walked the Natural History Building at the University of Illinois. And for the last 3 years, I thought it was 4, but I think it's my 3rd one, I've walked Armington. Every graduation day, the day of commencement, I go to this. And during those walks, I see these small things. Small remains of activities, phantom noises coming from the walls, moments that has come and gone forever. And sometimes they are represented by these nebulous, trite little things, a paper clip, an empty Red Bull can, those are becoming very popular in the last few years, gravel that's been carelessly kicked as somebody loaded something into a car, a note somebody dropped, right, a scribble on a piece of paper. And those inanimate objects become so important because it becomes a symbol of more than its parts. It becomes the minutiae of the intellectual blood, sweat, and tears, the joy, the love, the laughter, the misery that we all shared, but it makes us common. Our goal is common. It becomes bigger than ourselves. It encompasses the beautiful, the wonderful, and ultimately the profound. After all that, my message in a nutshell is nobody's ever tripped over a mountain. Nobody in the history world has tripped over a mountain. It's the small pebbles that is going to be our challenge. And it's our challenges, all of us, not just our graduates, every day of our life. It's the small pebbles that becomes the stumbling block. That is what makes us stumble. That is what makes us doubt. And that is what we struggle with. If we can step over or move or avoid or deal with the pebbles, before we know it, we've crossed the mountain. And as a faculty, as these faculty sit here, I know them personally, and I know your other faculty. I've been the faculty for some of you. I hope we've showed you the mountains. I hope we've shown you the social injustice, the intolerance, war, famine, hate, blame, principles, and all those things. And I hope we've shown them. But the battle you guys are waiting to face and going to face from here forth, as much as it's my challenge even today, is to get around the pebbles. It will be the struggle for the rest of our lives. Those are the tough ones. It's the pebbles that stop us. And the problem with pebbles, these pebbles I'm talking about, it's a metaphor, by the way. These pebbles, they demand an inverse logic. They demand something that we have not been able to teach you in the classroom on a blackboard. We hope that we have taught you this through our actions and our interactions. And the inverse logic is this. They tell us things like, the more you give, the more you'll get. There's no logic to that. You have to give to receive. There's no logic in that. All right? Conquer your desires to get what you want. It makes no sense. All right? Lose yourself to find yourself. No sense there either. and you have to be cruel to be kind. The reason these things are so logically inverse to me personally is the fact that they aren't the things that we are going to describe in our resume or our CV. These are the things that we hope somebody will one day, when our coffin stands up on the stage, that is what they'll remember about us. Those are the non-cognitive things that become so important. And those are hard ones, right? Those are the ones I battle on a daily basis, and I hope you will get to battle too. We pick up those pebbles, we put them in our pocket. Ego, self-interest, anger, and we put those pebbles and we carry them, and over time we try and wear them down. But if that pebble falls and you trip over it again, pick it up, put it in your pocket, and carry it with you. Because I think when we can start wearing these pebbles smooth, that is when things become authentic and they become real. And in the end, it's that authenticity that we show each other that leads to connection. It's that connection that leads to compassion. It's the compassion that leads to courage. And it's courage that leads to acceptance. Acceptance leads to vulnerability, which in the end makes us all beautiful and makes us authentic. And that cycle starts again and again and again. So if at first you fail, and all of us, that's true for all of us, at first we fail, we just need to pick ourselves up and move forward. And I've got to end with a quote. And the quote that stands out most in my life is when Anne Frank exclaimed that it is so wonderful that none of us have to wait a single second before starting to improve the world. So go forth and do what you need to do. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is an aspiring social worker from next year's graduating class and the president-elect of our Student Social Work Association, Ms. Christina Compton.
So here we are, 77 years ago, or at least it feels that way, especially to the family who thought you guys would never graduate. You have spent at least 4 years at our wonderful University of Pikeville. When you came in as freshmen, you were like a deer in headlights. Now as seniors, you have found your voice and are leaving in a totally different individuals. You have learned so much about yourselves, interest, your field, and you've grown so much. I know you will take the passion you found on the Hill and do great things to change in our community and the world itself. From those you leave behind, we want you to know how much you have touched our lives. You have already begun to make change just by what you have accomplished here at UPIKE and SSWA. You have brought enthusiasm, excitement, talent, and passion to the program. All of us sitting here is just one example. You are participating in the first social workers pinning ceremony. There are so many other activities and programs that you have started that we just don't have time to list here. The one thing that I hope you take away from the SSWA is that we only get one opportunity to make this trip through life. So we might as well make the most of it and enjoy it. You have to find a balance between work and fun. Self-care is first and foremost. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy is not just a quote from a movie, The Shining, it's the truth. We could not have this first pinning ceremony without having a movie reference stated. The graduating social workers taught us, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out our own inner voice. Get out there and go for it. Don't get caught waiting. Live your life where the action is and take action. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition to take on the ordinary and find the extraordinary. We want to express our gratitude for everything that you have shared with us. You have left big shoes to fill. Our tribute to you will be knowing the immense power and privilege we possess by being a member of the University of Pikeville Student Social Workers Association, and use that brother and sisterhood to challenge others and to change the world. Our enthusiasm and excitement to continue what you began here at the UPIKE SSWA will be passed on through the generations. Know that we will miss you, and you will always have a place in our hearts. So with that said, I will end. May all your hopes and dreams come true, and congratulations for a job well done.
Next, we will enjoy a charge to the graduates by UPIKE's interim president and chancellor, Governor Paul Patton. Unfortunately, Governor Patton is unable to be with us in person today due to prior commitments related to university business, but he wanted to still participate in our ceremony, and thanks to modern technology, he's able to do so.
On behalf of the University of Pikeville, I'd like to congratulate you on this tremendous accomplishment. You're ready to embark on a noble journey, one in which you'll elevate the human condition as an advocate for social justice and social change. This program has provided you with the knowledge, values, and skills to enhance the well-being of others and help to meet the basic human needs of those you'll serve. The core values of this social work program emulate the University of Pikeville's mission to serve the people of the mountains here in eastern Kentucky and throughout rural Appalachia. The path you've chosen will not always be easy. Empower those who are suffering. Protect the dignity and worth of every person. Be sensitive to cultural and ethnic diversity, and strive to end discrimination, oppression, and the poverty of your fellow man. As you go forward, never stop learning and growing in your profession. Remember that your purpose will guide you. Judy and I have a special place in our hearts for those like you who've chosen this path. We applaud you and wish you all the best.
Now we have a special treat for you, as well as a lovely surprise for our graduates. We welcome Miss Allie May. Allie is a member of the class of 2015 and will graduate on Saturday, having completed the requirements for a major in psychology and a minor in social work. She will be attending graduate school at Morehead State University in the fall. We are so proud of her. Allie will be singing Hero by Mariah Carey, and for our graduates, enjoy a trip down memory lane.
If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. Strength to carry on, and you cast hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Just hold on, there will be tomorrow, and in time you'll find a way. So when a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you.
Allie, that was beautiful. Now, for the highlight of our ceremony and the event that you have all been waiting for, the presentation of our graduates. Students, will you go ahead and please line up for us? Presenting our graduates this afternoon are Miss Kelly Pratt and Miss Savannah Huddle, both social work majors, two of our upstanding social work majors, I might add, and both of the class of 2016. They will be presenting each student and reading a personal message of gratitude from our students. During the presentation, each student will be pinned by the social work faculty. They will receive a white rose symbolizing peace and justice. Those roses are tipped in orange and in black to remind them that they are social workers from the University of Pike.
Elizabeth Louise Chambers. I would like to thank my parents and my social work family for supporting me throughout my college career. I plan to further my education and pursue a master's in social work. I hope to work in hospice or with children. Chastity LaDawn Coleman. I would not be here today without the love and support of many. My parents went above and beyond to ensure my success here at UPIKE, and for that I could never show enough gratitude. My fiance, Calvin, you have never stopped believing in me and encouraged me to keep going even when I didn't think I could. Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor Thur have created within me a fire that I hope never burns out. Above all, I have to thank my peers surrounding me today on this stage for taking me in as part of their social work family.
Clarissa Lachey Dalton. I would like to thank my grandparents for always being there for me and supporting me throughout my education. I would also like to thank Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor Tuer, who have given all of us the best education that we could have received. My plans include pursuing a master's degree in community social work at the University of Tennessee this fall.
Caitlin Elizabeth Dixon. There are countless people who have supported me in my journey and to be a college graduate. First and foremost, I want to thank my mother, who from childhood instilled in me the importance of being an educated, independent woman. My fiance Jake and the rest of my family have always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I would also like to thank the University of Pikeville, specifically my social work professors, for taking an awkward 18-year-old and transferring her into a competent social work professional. And finally, to my classmates who have become my family. Thank you for always bringing out the best in me. I can't wait to work alongside you, changing the world.
Eric Silas King. Today is one of the best days ever and one that I have waited for the last 5 years. I would not be here today without the help of so many people. My friends at home keep me sane and motivated, and my friends at school help me with the social work and partially drive me insane, but I love them anyway. Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor Tuer are the main reasons I'm graduating. Their constant support and love is what made this experience enjoyable. My favorite movie says it was always good to end with a quote. So to my fellow graduates, a quote from one of the greatest stories ever told. I will not stay, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. J.R.R. Tolkien.
Hannah Lynn Lucas. I want to thank my family and friends for pushing me and believing in me. Throughout my education at UPIKE, I have faced many struggles, but those struggles have helped me learn and grow into a better person and social worker. At the beginning of my senior year, I lost a person who greatly impacted my life. That person was my younger brother. His death has made me learn so much about life, living life, and the importance of organ donation. As a result, I have become an advocate for organ donation, and in the future, I hope to work with the organ donor affiliates or for hospice. I'm currently a case manager at Kentucky River Community Care, working in the housing program.
Henrietta J. Mullins. During my time at the University of Pikeville, I became involved in several areas of student life. I'm a member of Phi Alpha, the Student Social Work Association, and the National Society of Leadership. I wish to thank the professors at the University of Pikeville who have motivated me and given me the knowledge I need to enter the field of social work. I also want to thank the friends I have made in the social work program while furthering her education.
Aisha D. Reed. Social work has been a part of my life since early childhood. I was placed in 3 different foster homes before being adopted at age 6. It was then I decided I wanted to be a social worker so I could help other kids in the same situation. I wanted to be an inspiration to others and help them achieve the goals that they set for themselves. Social work provides me with that opportunity. I would like to thank the following people for helping me achieve my goals while at UPIKE. Cecil Williams and the ACE program staff for always being there to lead a helping hand when I needed it the most. And my sister, Celia Harper, for listening to me and encouraging me to continue working hard and staying focused when it would have been easier to quit.
Morgan Danielle Robinson. I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, my social work family, and my friends for standing by me and supporting me throughout my education. I would also like to thank Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor Tour for pushing me and believing in me. Thank you for being patient as we went through the learning process together. Thank you for being understanding through the stories and the hard times, and thank you for your acceptance. This summer, my plans are to move to Moorhead, Kentucky, and begin University of Kentucky Masters of Social Work program with an emphasis in clinical and school social work this fall.
Virginia Runyon. I'm so thankful for God allowing me this opportunity to learn and grow within this program. I have so much gratitude towards my family and friends for supporting me. I also must thank Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor Chur for supporting me and believing in me. I am forever grateful.
Troy Whitaker. After serving in the Iraq War and overcoming the worst that PTSD has to offer, I followed my heart and found my calling to serve others. I'm grateful to the Veterans Administration for this wonderful educational opportunity in the helping profession of social work. I hope to make a difference in the lives of many. I would like to thank my fiancée, Teresa, my family, and my friends for supporting me in this venture. A special thanks to Professors Janessa Kilgore Bowling and Lisa Tour and Kenneth Cunningham for bestowing upon me the knowledge and skills needed to make a difference in this world.
Hope Wilson. It's an honor for me to be standing on this stage this evening with this group of people. I'm so blessed to not only call them my classmates, but also my friends. We have worked so hard. We have put in our blood, sweat, and tears to make it this far, and I couldn't imagine doing it with anyone else. I am thankful for my amazing educators, Professor Kilgore Bowling and Professor True, whom throughout this experience I have laughed, argued, and cried with. And I know at many times they have thought I was crazy, but they just rode with it and continued to provide me with the best education possible. I'm so thankful to have a supporting family behind me who, no matter what, has encouraged and pushed me to succeed. I am thankful for my tribe, which consists of my beautiful friends and my amazing partner, Jesse. Without them, I could not have held it together. And I quote to my beautiful little brother, Peyton, I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. E.E. Cummings. May you be strong and courageous with the purest of hearts. I love you. Everything I do for you. Thank you.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning and some dark and cold. And there is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle and makes his home. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, confused and torn, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world Take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle and run to the darkness. Seek out the lonely, the tired and worn, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Whose hearts are blazing, so let's raise our candles and light up the sky, praying to our Father in the name of Jesus. Make us a beacon in darkest times. Carry your candle, run to the darkness. Seek out the hopeless, deceived and poor, and hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Go light your world. Hey now, na, 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 na. Hey now, na, 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 na. Hey now, na, 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 na. Hey now, hey
And now for our closing remarks, our very own Eric King.
Alrighty, I suppose we should get started now. So, we have waited for this day for a long time. We have finally graduated. It has been a long journey. This journey has had a few rough times, but a lot of good times. And even though I'm excited to finally be done, it is not without a heavy heart. Over the past few years, the people in this program have become so close. We bicker like a family, and on most days, but we help each other through the semester. Soon we will be separated on our own paths, but we will always be able to look back on this experience and remember the fun times that we had. So, I will leave you with a quote from sportscaster Ernie Harwell. It's time to say goodbye, but I think goodbyes are sad, and I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure. To my friends, good luck with the adventures that your life takes you on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the University of Pikeville Class of 2015 social work graduates.